Hello everyone. So when I talk about Jets and a concept that Jets has called extra environments, let's go right to the docs here. So here are the docs. You click on docs, you go to env extra. So let's say, I guess before I go through this description, okay, so the use case is that this, let's say you have an environment or a stage environment or development environment you have up on AWS, and a developer comes up to you and says, hey, I need to use the stage environment because I'm done with the code and I need to deploy it and test it. And you go, okay, that's great. Then you let him do it. And then the next guy comes up and is like, hey, I'm also done with my feature. I need to deploy this. And you're like, okay, well, right now this developer is kind of using it right now, so you have to wait. And then the QA person comes over and says, hey, I'm ready to QA the other ticket here. And it's like, okay. So you eventually go, everybody's actually waiting and bottleneck at the same, we use in the same environment. So eventually what you end up doing is kind of creating extra environments. And what people usually do is they have like a development environment, maybe sometimes a staging environment, sometimes a UAT environment, then production environment, all that. So this extra environment concept is not actually, it doesn't correspond to one like a additional staging or UAT or production environment. It corresponds to an instance of one of those environments. So well, I'll explain what that means. So let's say you have a development environment and you deploy to it, and then you need, again, a developer needs to use it, but you need another instance of that development environment, another instance of that, or like, let's say 5 developers or whatever. So you can actually spin up more additional development environments or additional stage environments or additional UAT environments very quickly with one variable Jets. And that's the concept of extra environments in Jets. That was a long-winded explanation to explain exactly what we're going to do here. So, okay, so it's literally one variable. And because Jets, let's actually start on this, and then I'll continue with explanation so we could get this demo going. So let's do a live demo real quick right here. So we're going to take a look at the code here. This is the code. This is the Jets project, a CRUD project here with the post controller and some routes. And I'm just going to kind of run this command here. And you could use anything for env extra 2. env extra, you could use like a string of characters if you want to, but I'm just using 2 for this demo. And while that's kind of running, I'll continue to explain. Okay, so this is because everything with Jets is transformed into API gateway resources and Lambda function resources. Everything is codified, and since everything's codified, it's literally just deploying code again in order to create extra environments. So that's exactly what this is actually doing. So we just add this env extra here, and then that kind of starts to deploy. Oh, I should also say that I already have one current environment up. We can actually take a look at here. Here's the current environment right here. And then since I start a new environment, you can actually see a new CloudFormation template spinning up now. So that's the second CloudFormation environment kind of spinning up that second Jets environment. And then you can also look at here and kind of see the functions here. So here are the current functions, and you can see some new functions are starting to be created now here via CloudFormation. You can see it here too. And the API gateway, I'm not sure if it's at that point yet, but we can refresh and we can see. Here's the current API gateway, and here's the second one too, and that one's also being created, and some of the resources have already been created, but not all of them yet, because it's still in progress. This deploy is still kind of going right there. Okay, so let's go back to this. All right, so extra environments. There's the way you kind of create extra environments, you just set this environment to variable. You can also do a hard code if you want to. And then there's the precedence is the environment variable takes higher precedence than the hard code in the application configuration, because if you on the fly want to create new environments, that's the reason why. And this also allows for something called blue-green deployments. So what are blue-green deployments? The blue-green deployments are effectively, you have 2 environments are running, and then you deploy to the new one, I guess the blue one or the green one, whichever one you want to decide there. So you deploy to the blue environment, and your green environment is your current environment, and then on the blue environment, you do some testing because you actually have a live site you can test with there. And then once you're kind of comfortable with that, then you actually do a deployment, right? And you switch over, usually with DNS. Because we're using API gateway here, we're going to actually, it would be done with custom domain names. And like a custom domain name, you could just configure that and then update that to point that to the new API gateway endpoint that you just that has been spun up here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this deployment and see exactly where it is right now. So it's still kind of going a little bit. So it's going to take a little time. So I'm just going to go ahead and pause so then we can continue. And without you guys, I kind of have to wait. Finish, and that literally finished 10 seconds right after I paused the video. But anyway, so here's the new environment right here. We can go and grab the endpoint, and we can go check it out. So here is the new environment, and there's the welcome page. Here is the posts page right there, and then we can also look at the old environment. So to look at, let's say, the new environment URL, you can do this, Jets URL. Basically, it can detect that. But if you get rid of that, then that's going to kind of point to the old environment. So I'm going to go and grab the old environment's endpoint right here, and also paste that just to show you kind of both are working right alongside each other. And they're completely separate API gateways, and they're completely separate Lambda functions and all that. We can also go back and now refresh all our Lambda functions here and sort them so we can see them kind of all together here. So there we go. So here's the new environments Lambda functions. Here's the kind of the first one, API gateway. We're going to kind of refresh this guy now, in which this should all be now complete, and that has added all the resources, and that matches with this because they're identical. Currently, they're identical development environments, right? So, I think that is it. So that's what the concept of extra environments with Jets is, and that's what this is all about. So hopefully you found that this video actually helpful. If you like videos like this, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and share with your friends to encourage more content like this. If you want to watch more future videos like this, then you could always subscribe. If you don't like this video, you could turn your monitor upside down and then thumbs down. Okay. All right. Anyway, cheers, guys. You guys have a great day.